wait till about the 1 minute mark and then I'll confirm that I have reception. Welcome. Welcome. Set up here. Okay. That's good enough. Like distance. Okay. Yeah. Abu Ra, 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 Abu Ra. Look at my right hand. You see it how you see it? My right hand. This is my left hand. I like to call it something else, but for convenience now, just get it a left hand. You see it how you see it? Aka hakuna, aka matata, hakuna, aka uwa, ishia chenu, ishia chelu, shangishi, ogishi. The bless mine, the left side, I'll be one with you, the right-handed is, I think we need to change Kabuna Nogo, calling in my arches, my entire bloodline. Kabuna Nogo, expand forever my patrilineage and all their archers. What is that? Basically the people you call in-laws. In other words, my matrilineage, those are the Algol, my patrilineage, and so on and so forth. I'm just calling everyone. Anyway, pray with my ancestors and the living people too. May your spirits come here. And if you're bad, become good. Anyway, my name is Chimoge. Government name Chimoge Shijoke Ibe. Foremost nickname Moge. Alternate white structure name Chimoge Shijoke Ibe. Being name that this network bears in Korea NKWOORIE. Look up the Igbo market days. You'll see what I combined to get that. And then my full metaphysically correct name, Chimoge and K-Ram. What is that? Chimoge of the place where I was born. Why is it called Ram? I don't know. That is apparently what it is according to spirits. But if you want to think of how I got that concept, there are a lot of places where people, especially in the past, would name themselves, I am someone of this person, someone of that thing. You see, for example, in the Middle East, they would use the word Ibn. That means of. Right, registered 3 viewers, thank you very much. So I'm Chimoge of Ram. What is Ram? Ram is of the sector of Oshun, apparently, because the world is divided up into different sectors. We can't see them properly now, so we're in confusion. People are drawing lines on maps and making up countries and saying they exist, and then people are committing crimes based upon that, so it's a terrible situation. But they're real sectors. Anyway, where you're born is integrally tied to your being. So I am Chimoge of Ram, which is apparently the sector of Ayn, as I like to call it, the wife. Oh shoot, the goddess of love archetype. Anyway, that's just who I am. And I just gave all that background about my metaphysically correct name because I know almost no one else gives their name like that. Ooh, I like that one. I like that wave, that red hand waving. Thank you very much. I read comments at my discretion. Every comment is a blessing as well. Anyway, I'm just here to Miwe. What is Iwe? Anger. I put up some emojis. I'm expressing myself, well, at least when I'm writing, I express myself with minimal use of words. I'm just using emojis. And then when I'm up here, I'm just up here vibing, moving, getting myself ready. There's something I want to record. There's some other work I want to do. And my rhythm with these lives that I decided on, the latest one is I'll do Iwe, anger here. And then the next live stream will be a hand to God and Chimoge's comments. So tune into Chimoge's comments. The next live stream will be a hand to God about something. I'll do it at some point. I won't promise exactly when. It depends when I feel like doing it. Anyway, let's put up another short. Did I put up the other one too quickly, too recently? Anyway. Yeah. I'm just kind of vibing here. You, what's my goal? Another way of expressing what I'm trying to do here on anger is I'm trying to assess my anger and see what the goal of it is. Because anger gets demonized. Anger, what anger is an extreme desire to reach your goals, right? Generally speaking, that's good. Now, an evil person can use their anger for something bad. At that point, probably the anger has left them because whatever they're using it for is not their goal. and they're probably faking their anger. And remember, just because someone has exploded doesn't mean they were angry. It could have been something else. Anyway, a good example is anxiety. A lot of time, anxious people explode. So, anyway, I'm here. Let me give my lineage information as well. My matrilineage was born in the village of Eben Mohafi in West Africa. Put up my family tree previously. You can check that out. That's my matrilineal family tree. As in, like, well, okay, I hope you know what matrilineal means, but to express it the bootleg way, like, my mother and then her mother and her mother's mother extended all the way to the beginning of time. Well, I'm only hesitating because there are some female people who are men, and that's not saying anything weird. It's just true. That there's just some gender variation. But when I said it like that, I hope you know what I mean. To get even more accurate, what do I mean? Because obviously most female people are women by a large margin, at least in our category of life, right? Other categories of life might be different, right? For example, you don't know what's going on with, I don't know, Calacan. Anyway, the animal we call a frog. But anyway, what's a better way? Okay, I guess I'll say it like this. So if you're looking at my mother, her mother, her mother's mother, that line, and then including any other female people who gave birth to them, which would be a minority. That's my matrilineage. Okay, I'm just getting into the weeds here. Like in all right, so that's my matrilineage. That village of Bemohafi is within the bounds of what people now refer to as Nigeria, southern Nigeria. I'll just leave it at that. 'Cause I'm not a big fan of all these arbitrary demarcations. But anyway, Bemohafi is a real village. My patrilineage currently resides in the village of Okiwata, and I've expressed before that, I use that language for a reason, but again, I'm not saying that, like, according to common Igbo custom, now we're not from the village. I just think that custom needs to be assessed a bit. I think when the amount of records you have are limited, this is not the lecture on the topic now, but when the amount of records you have are limited, you have to admit sometimes that some people are in the wrong place, especially when we know there have been past events where people have run away, people have been moved, things like that. So I'll just leave it like that. But anyway, if you want a location based to understand my patrilineage, Algiers, also there in West Africa, maybe like a 3-hour drive from Eben Mohafi. Then to get to the other, what you would call, I guess, how would you say it in English? I'll just use the term spine lineages. If you go to my Abrunna, as in my father's matrilineage, I unfortunately don't know the village they're based in, which is crazy. My family doesn't tell me things, even though, I have a high enough degree of familiarity with people I'm related to through that connection that I should know the village. Just my elders have been bad. But anyway, although, Lord, here we go, this confusing thing. Let me just say, I don't know, but all the people I know of are from that same area in West Africa, what people would now probably call Igbo. I'll just leave it like that. Although I don't know, because again, 90% of people are matrilineal naturally, but people's customs are off. I'll just say I don't know if they've been practicing matrilineage in terms of naming where the village from. To be fair to them, not necessarily their fault. That's the word problem. But let me say this another way. I don't know what village my paternal grandmother's father was from. I'll just say it like that. That's kind of the thought I was really trying to express. That's a travesty. But anyway, they're there. Then, for my mother's patrilineage, I know that my grandfather, who unfortunately I've never met because of family calamity, is from the, what do I want to call it? I'll just say the city of Calabar. I'll leave it like that. I know there's demarcations within that. I don't know exactly how they mark it off, but he's from there. So that's kind of my reference point for that patrilineage. My mother's patrilineage. Again, I haven't met them. Family calamity. And then for some other reference points, the that grandfather is part of the group, according to current demarcations, they would call Efik. If you look up Efik people, Efik tribe, you see that. The other three grandparents of mine would be considered Igbo. Again, I've talked at length before about how we need to hone in more on the accuracy of different classifications of African people. But if you want a quick reference point that's in line with what most people today would say, and I'll just say it like that. Another way of saying it is most people who have knowledge of what people do now in that area would say, which again is not necessarily metaphysically accurate. People do all sorts of nonsense. But anyway, that's a reference point. Anyway, I'm just saying who I am. One thing I've been thinking about a lot is, we need to improve knowledge of self, both individually and collectively, and restore practices of saying who we are. Because there are a lot of ghosts out here. That's not good. You always got to say who you are. And who you are is not just your saved name. You can't just say, hi, I'm Bob, and people know who you are. You have to go into detail. And at some point, other people need to help you say who you are, because you aren't who you are by yourself. You didn't born yourself. Anyway, and hopefully you didn't raise yourself. But, if you raise yourself, it's probably not your fault in this society. There's a lot of stuff's going on. Anyway, that's just who I am. Anyway, look me up. You'll see my stuff. See other stuff about my trajectory, where I've worked, Harvard University. I've done some collaborations with other people here online. I've appeared on other people's channels. I've appeared before on the Lapeef Network, particularly the show. Unfortunately, I don't have the show anymore, but shout out to them, the Kane Kayla Show. I've appeared on there several times. That was a couple years ago. I was also on this other YouTuber, Omawale Africa's channel quite a bit. Made a video about a disagreement I had there. Anyway, but hopefully you all know my views. So, anyone I've been near that, you might be wondering, how do I say it? I guess I'll just say it like this. There's some people who really define themselves based upon their opinions in the moment. Because of that, people wonder how much people agree with them if they've been near them. Just look over my trajectory and my expressed opinions. You'll know where I stand. I can talk to people I may have a different opinion with. And then also, within different groups, even if most people have one opinion, not everyone does. So anyway, that's what I'll say. I don't want to cause confusion. But anyway, I'm just saying who I am. For those who don't already know. For those who already knew, I hope that made it click in more. Let's give out a mercy. Let's give out a bonus piece of information for higher development. One of my favorites. Eat Brussels sprouts. Eat Brussels sprouts. I just tried a new restaurant a couple days ago. They had Brussels sprouts that were very good. Shout out to that restaurant. Very good for you. Yes. Okay. I think I'm almost done. Let me go on for a couple more minutes here. I want to improve my shaking technique. And I'm thinking of how to preserve the life of this thing. As much as I hit it, seems like it'll feel strange. I'm trying to not say anything that'll be bad luck. Kamala, Kamala, Nama, Kamalu. Oh, also, when it goes, let me go back to my birthplace. When I'm talking about Ram, if you're using current demarcations, and I'm just gonna be honest, I think it's kind of sacrilege. So I don't like to commit sacrilege when I talk about where I was born. I was born what they now call Washington D.C. Okay, I was born in a hospital. Unfortunately, it's closed now. Unfortunately, called Greater Southeast Hospital there in Southeast D.C. And then I grew up in, well, mostly in, well, I guess Manila. Anyway, let me just say it like this: my childhood home was always in Prince George's County, Maryland. I'll just say it like that. But again, if you know the history of what they call the United States, I think it's sacrilege to just act like these dark demarcations are natural. Okay, some violent people came and drew lines all over the place. Anyway, I don't want to signify where I was born, but that's what I was talking about there. Anyway, yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Aboom, Kamala, Kaka, Aboom, Kamala, no one, Kaka, Anana, Kamala, Kaka, Aboom, Kamala, Kaka, Aboom, Kamala, Kaka, Aboom, Kamala, Kaka, Aboom, Iwe Mone Boa, Aboom, Iwe Oshe, Meshe, Aboom, Mama, Dio, Aboom, Moge, Haneme, Moge, Amar, Dara, Aboom, Madara, Aboom, Dara, Aboom, Ra, Aboom, Aguanyangu, Aboom, Hayana, Hayawata, Hayanawa, Iwe Ocha, Amadi Oha, Kocha, Amadioha. God, let me get out of here. Thank you very much. Please like, share, subscribe. Patronize my business. You can buy things. You can also subscribe and you can donate. See you next time.